The FIFA World Cup always creates heroes, but it also creates heartbreak. 48 nations began this historic tournament believing they could become world champions. Now, more than half of them have already packed their bags, watched their dreams disappear, and started the long journey home. Some exits were expected. Others shocked the entire football world. Brazil are out. Portugal are out. Germany never even reached the round of 16. The Netherlands couldn't survive the first knockout round. All three host nations have now been eliminated. And for several legendary players, this may have been the final World Cup appearance of their careers. Today, we're looking back at every nation eliminated from FIFA World Cup 2026. The unforgettable moments they gave us, the saves that stunned millions, the goals we'll remember for years, the emotional scenes after the final whistle, and when these teams will have their next opportunity to chase football's greatest trophy. Because in football, every ending becomes the beginning of another dream. The first teams to leave the tournament were those eliminated during the group stage. Some never truly found their rhythm. Others came painfully close but simply ran out of time. Haiti fought with incredible passion in every match, but consecutive defeats against Scotland and Brazil ended their World Cup journey before it could really begin. Their players never stopped fighting until the final whistle, earning admiration despite the results. Tunisia suffered one of the toughest tournaments of any nation. Heavy defeats against Sweden and Japan left them with almost no chance of progressing, and despite moments of individual quality, they simply couldn't compete consistently against two clinical opponents. Turkey entered the World Cup carrying plenty of expectations after qualifying through the European playoffs. Instead, defeats against Australia and Paraguay ended their hopes early. Paraguay's dramatic performances throughout the tournament showed just how difficult the group truly was, but for Turkey, the disappointment was enormous. Jordan's historic qualification was already a proud achievement. Although they couldn't advance beyond the group stage after defeats to Austria and Algeria, their presence at football's biggest tournament inspired millions of supporters back home. For many Jordanian players, simply wearing their country's colors on the World Cup stage became a lifelong memory. Panama fought bravely in every match but found themselves in one of the tournament's toughest groups. Narrow defeats against Ghana and Croatia left almost no margin for error, and despite battling until the very end against England, they were unable to extend their World Cup campaign. Qatar hoped to improve on their difficult home tournament 4 years earlier. There were encouraging moments, including a draw against Switzerland, but defeats against Canada and Bosnia and Herzegovina proved too much to overcome. Another early exit brought another painful lesson for the 2022 hosts. Czechia collected only a single point after drawing South Africa. Losses to Korea Republic and Mexico meant their World Cup dream ended before the knockout rounds even began. Several close chances went begging throughout the tournament, leaving supporters wondering what might have been. One of the tournament's most heartwarming stories belonged to Curaçao. The debutantes didn't qualify for the knockout stage, but their courageous performances captured fans around the world. Goalkeeper Eloy Room produced one of the finest goalkeeping displays of the group stage during a memorable draw against Ecuador, making spectacular save after spectacular save to frustrate one of South America's strongest teams. Iraq faced perhaps the toughest possible challenge. Drawn into a group featuring France, Norway and Senegal, every match demanded perfection. Although results didn't go their way, the commitment and determination shown by every Iraqi player earned widespread respect throughout the tournament. Then came one of the biggest surprises of the entire group stage. Uruguay. A nation with one of football's richest histories. A country famous for producing fighters. And yet, they were eliminated before the knockout rounds even began. Draws against Saudi Arabia and Cabo Verde left everything depending on the final match against Spain. Uruguay needed a victory. Instead, Spain proved too strong, ending one of the tournament's most shocking campaigns. Watching the Uruguayan players collapse onto the pitch after the final whistle became one of the most emotional images of the entire group stage. For their supporters, the wait begins again. Their next chance to compete for football's biggest prize will come at the FIFA World Cup 2030. 4 more years. 4 more years of rebuilding. 4 more years of believing that the next generation can finish what this one could not. But Uruguay were far from the only major name to suffer an early exit. South Korea arrived with genuine hopes of reaching the knockout stage. Instead, missed opportunities proved costly. After opening the tournament with a defeat against Mexico, they battled courageously but couldn't recover enough points to finish among the best third-placed teams. Son Heung-min fought until the very last minute of every match, creating chances, tracking back defensively, and inspiring his teammates with relentless effort. Yet football can be painfully cruel. Sometimes one brilliant individual simply isn't enough. Saudi Arabia also experienced heartbreak. Their campaign featured moments of resilience, including valuable draws, but one defeat too many left them on the outside looking in. The players stood in front of their traveling supporters after the final whistle, applauding every fan who had believed in them. It was one of those quiet World Cup moments that rarely make the highlight reels, but perfectly captured what representing your country truly means. New Zealand carried the hopes of Oceania. Competing against stronger opposition, they defended bravely and never stopped fighting. Although they couldn't progress, simply qualifying for football's biggest stage gave the next generation of New Zealand footballers something to dream about. For nations like these, every World Cup appearance helps build the future. Iran's elimination was especially painful. They completed the group stage unbeaten with 3 draws, but the expanded tournament's ranking system for third-placed teams wasn't enough to keep their campaign alive. Imagine leaving the World Cup without losing a single match. Those emotional scenes after the standings became official perfectly summed up how brutal tournament football can be. Sometimes avoiding defeat still isn't enough. Scotland also experienced another heartbreaking World Cup exit. Returning to the tournament after years away had already been an achievement. Victories proved difficult to find, and despite showing tremendous fighting spirit against stronger opponents, they narrowly missed qualification as one of the best third-placed teams. Supporters applauded the players long after the final whistle. Because effort had never been the problem. Margins had. Then came the end of the round of 32. And suddenly, the tournament lost some of its biggest names. Germany, one of football's greatest nations. 4-time world champions, a team expected to challenge for the trophy. Instead, their journey ended far earlier than anyone predicted. Despite moments of brilliance throughout the tournament, Germany couldn't survive the opening knockout round. Their attack created opportunities. Their midfield controlled long stretches of possession. But one clinical moment from their opponents changed everything. As the final whistle sounded, several German players remained standing in complete silence, staring into the distance, unable to believe their World Cup had ended so soon. The Netherlands suffered a similarly painful fate. Known for their attacking football and technical brilliance, they entered the knockout rounds carrying genuine hopes of reaching the latter stages. Instead, a single elimination match erased everything they had built during the group stage. Football doesn't reward what you've done before, only what you do today. That reality hit Dutch supporters harder than almost anyone. Japan also exited during the round of 32 after another tournament full of discipline and determination. Their pressing remained among the best in the competition. Their teamwork earned worldwide respect. But knockout football often comes down to tiny moments. One missed chance, one defensive mistake, one brilliant save. Japan discovered just how unforgiving those moments can be. Sweden's adventure also came to an emotional end. Throughout the tournament they showed outstanding organization, impressive teamwork, and fearless defending. Their goalkeeper produced several spectacular saves that kept them alive deep into knockout football. But eventually, every tournament reaches a point where one save isn't enough. One goal changes everything. And for Sweden, that moment finally arrived. Croatia once again proved why nobody enjoys facing them in major tournaments. Their experienced midfield controlled games with intelligence and composure. Time after time, they found solutions under pressure. But even Croatia couldn't escape the unpredictability of knockout football. One defeat, and another unforgettable generation saw its World Cup journey come to an end. Austria quietly became one of the tournament's surprise stories. Few expected them to reach the knockout rounds. They defended courageously, competed with confidence, and earned respect across world football. Their elimination didn't feel like failure. It felt like the beginning of something promising. Sometimes the greatest achievement isn't lifting the trophy. Sometimes it's proving you belong on football's biggest stage. Then came the round of 16. The stage where legends are created and dreams are destroyed. Only 16 teams remained. Every nation was now just 4 victories away from becoming world champions. There was no room for mistakes. No second chances. And by the end of an unforgettable knockout round, 6 more nations had seen their World Cup journey come to a heartbreaking end. The first heartbreak belonged to Canada. After one of the greatest World Cup campaigns in the country's history, Canada faced Morocco with enormous belief. They had already shown the football world they could compete with elite nations. Their speed, fearless attacking football, and relentless pressing had won millions of new fans. But Morocco produced one of their most complete performances of the tournament. From the opening whistle, the African side looked composed. Every defensive line stayed organized. Every counterattack carried danger. The breakthrough came through Azzedine Ounahi, whose brilliant finish settled Moroccan nerves and shifted the momentum completely. Canada searched desperately for an equalizer. Jonathan David continued making dangerous runs. Alphonso Davies repeatedly attacked down the left flank, trying to create something special. But Morocco's defensive structure never broke. Yassine Bouno once again reminded everyone why he's considered one of the world's finest goalkeepers. His positioning was flawless. His confidence spread throughout the entire defense. Late in the match, Ounahi struck again with another clinical finish before Soufiane Rahimi completed a devastating counterattack in stoppage time. Morocco advanced with a commanding 3-0 victory. Canada's players stood together after the final whistle, applauding their supporters despite the disappointment. Their dream had ended, but this tournament proved that Canadian football has entered a completely new era. Their next opportunity to chase World Cup glory will come in 2030, and based on everything they've shown, very few teams will underestimate them again. Next came Paraguay. Few expected them to trouble France. Instead, they pushed one of the tournament favorites to the absolute limit. For long periods, Paraguay frustrated Les Blues with disciplined defending and intelligent pressing. Julio Enciso produced moments of brilliance. Miguel Almiron constantly threatened on the counterattack. France struggled to create clear opportunities. Eventually, the decisive moment arrived. Kylian Mbappé stepped up to convert a pressure-filled penalty with complete confidence. That single goal became enough. But France still needed one heroic save from Mike Maignan late in the match to preserve the lead. Paraguay threw everything forward during the closing minutes. Crosses flooded into the French penalty area. Every clearance mattered. Every tackle felt season-defining. When the referee finally ended the contest, several Paraguayan players collapsed onto the pitch in tears. They had come within touching distance of one of the tournament's biggest upsets. Instead, they were going home. Still, Paraguay left with enormous respect. They had proven they could compete with the very best, and they'll return in 2030 with even greater belief. Then came the shock that nobody saw coming. Brazil, five-time world champions, one of football's greatest nations. Eliminated. Facing Norway, Brazil entered as overwhelming favorites. They controlled possession, created chances, pressed aggressively. But football has never been decided on paper. Norway defended with extraordinary discipline. Martin Odegaard controlled the midfield with remarkable composure, refusing to let Brazil dictate every phase of the game. Then, midway through the second half, came the moment that stunned the football world. Odegaard spotted Erling Haaland making a perfectly timed run. The pass was inch-perfect. Haaland took one touch before smashing an unstoppable finish into the net. Norway led 1-0. From that moment onward, Brazil attacked relentlessly. Vinicius Jr. came inches away with a curling effort. Rodrigo forced a spectacular save. Bruno Guimaraes unleashed a powerful long-range strike that somehow stayed out. Deep into stoppage time, Brazil created one final golden opportunity. The header looked destined to equalize. Norway's goalkeeper reacted with incredible reflexes, tipping the ball over the crossbar in what many fans immediately called one of the saves of the tournament. Seconds later, the final whistle. Brazil were out. Players fell to the ground. Supporters sat in complete silence. One of the greatest football nations on earth had been eliminated far earlier than anyone expected. Now, Brazil must begin another 4-year journey toward FIFA World Cup 2030, hoping the pain of 2026 becomes the motivation for future glory. If Brazil's elimination shocked the football world, what happened next broke the hearts of millions more. England faced Mexico in one of the most intense and emotionally charged matches of the entire round of 16. From the opening whistle, neither side backed down. Every challenge felt personal. Every attack carried enormous pressure. Harry Kane gave England the lead with a clinical finish after brilliant work from Bukayo Saka. For a moment, it looked as though England would comfortably control the match. But Mexico refused to surrender. Santiago Jimenez brought his country level with a superb finish, sending Mexican supporters into absolute celebration. The match transformed into an end-to-end battle. Jude Bellingham dominated midfield. Jordan Pickford produced several crucial saves. Irving Lozano continued threatening England's defense with his pace and fearless dribbling. As extra time seemed inevitable, England earned a dangerous free kick just outside the penalty area. Instead of shooting directly, Harry Kane cleverly rolled the ball sideways. Cole Palmer struck a perfectly placed finish through the defensive wall and into the bottom corner. England led once again. Mexico threw everyone forward during stoppage time. Cross after cross entered England's penalty area. One final opportunity almost forced extra time, but Pickford reacted brilliantly before England finally cleared the danger. The final whistle brought completely different emotions. England celebrated qualification. Mexico's players collapsed onto the grass, devastated after coming so close. Many supporters stayed inside the stadium long after the match had ended, applauding their team despite the heartbreaking defeat. Mexico now begin another 4-year wait before returning to football's biggest stage in 2030. Despite the disappointment, they leave this World Cup having once again proven they can compete with elite nations on the biggest occasions. Then came perhaps the most emotional farewell of the tournament. Spain against Portugal, a rivalry built over generations. Two neighboring nations, one place in the quarter-finals. For Portugal, there was an added layer of emotion. Every supporter wondered whether this could be Cristiano Ronaldo's final World Cup match. The atmosphere before kickoff was unforgettable. Spain controlled possession through Rodri and Pedri, patiently moving Portugal from side to side. Portugal relied on Bruno Fernandes' creativity and Rafael Leao's explosive pace to create dangerous counterattacks. Cristiano Ronaldo remained dangerous every time the ball entered the penalty area. The breakthrough finally came when Pedri threaded a perfect pass into Nico Williams, who calmly finished into the far corner. Spain led 1-0. Portugal responded with everything they had. Bruno Fernandes delivered several dangerous passes. Leao repeatedly beat defenders. Cristiano Ronaldo came within inches of equalizing when his powerful header crashed against the crossbar. The stadium froze. For a split second, millions believed the ball was going in. Instead, it bounced away. Deep into stoppage time, Portugal created one final attack. A dangerous cross flashed across the 6-yard box. Cristiano stretched desperately toward the ball. Unai Simon reacted instantly, diving forward to smother it before the decisive touch could arrive. Seconds later, the referee ended the match. Portugal's World Cup dream was over. The television cameras immediately focused on Cristiano Ronaldo. Standing quietly, looking around the stadium, taking in every moment. Whether or not this proves to be his final World Cup appearance, it became one of the defining emotional images of FIFA World Cup 2026. Portugal now look toward 2030, when a new generation may carry the nation's dreams forward. The final round of 16 elimination belonged to the United States. Facing Belgium, the Americans produced one of their bravest performances of the tournament. Christian Pulisic inspired almost every dangerous attack. Timothy Weah found the net with a composed finish after a lightning-fast counterattack. Weston McKennie battled tirelessly in midfield. For long periods, the United States matched Belgium blow for blow. But Belgium's experience eventually proved decisive. Kevin De Bruyne controlled the tempo with extraordinary vision. Jeremy Doku constantly stretched the American defense with explosive runs. Romelu Lukaku powered home a towering header at a crucial moment. Even after falling behind, the United States refused to quit. Late in the match, they reduced the deficit and launched one final all-out attack during stoppage time. Even the goalkeeper came forward for the final corner. The cross dropped into a crowded penalty area. The ball bounced loose. For one unforgettable second, it looked destined to cross the line. Belgium somehow scrambled it clear. The referee blew the final whistle. Belgium survived. The United States were eliminated. Their players walked slowly toward their supporters, thanking them for believing throughout an unforgettable tournament. Although the dream ended here, American football continues to grow rapidly, and many of these young stars are expected to return stronger at the 2030 FIFA World Cup. By the end of the round of 16, the list of eliminated nations had grown dramatically. Some departures were expected, others shocked the football world, and a few will remain painful memories for generations of supporters. Now the reality is impossible to ignore. From the original 48 nations that began this historic FIFA World Cup, more than half have already been eliminated. Some leave with pride, some leave with regret, some leave knowing they gave absolutely everything. And some will spend the next 4 years wondering what could have happened if just one shot had gone in, if just one save had been made, or if just one decision had gone their way. That is the beauty, and the cruelty, of the FIFA World Cup. It doesn't always reward the strongest team. It rewards the team that performs when everything is on the line. Looking back, every eliminated nation leaves behind a moment that football fans will remember. Canada proved they belong among football's rising powers. Paraguay earned worldwide respect by pushing France to the limit. Mexico showed incredible courage against England and refused to stop fighting until the final whistle. The United States demonstrated that their young generation can compete with Europe's biggest footballing nations. Uruguay reminded everyone how unforgiving the group stage can be. Germany's early exit became one of the tournament's biggest disappointments. The Netherlands once again experienced the heartbreak that has followed so many talented Dutch generations. Japan continued earning admiration through discipline, teamwork, and fearless football. Sweden and Croatia showed why experience remains priceless in tournament football. Austria exceeded expectations and left with their reputation stronger than ever. Brazil's elimination will be remembered as one of the greatest shocks in recent World Cup history. 5-time world champions, countless world-class players, yet even they couldn't survive 90 minutes against a fearless Norway side inspired by Erling Haaland and Martin Odegaard. Portugal's farewell may become one of the tournament's defining emotional memories. Whether Cristiano Ronaldo has played his final World Cup match or not, millions of fans around the world watched one of football's greatest icons walk off the World Cup stage once again. For every nation eliminated, the countdown has already begun. Their next chance to lift football's greatest prize will come at the 2030 FIFA World Cup. 4 years, hundreds of international matches, continental championships, new managers, new tactics, new young stars waiting for their opportunity. Some current players will retire before then. Others will enter the prime of their careers. Teenagers watching this tournament today may become national heroes by the time the next World Cup arrives. That's what makes international football so special. Every World Cup ends one generation. and introduces another. As the tournament moves into its final stages, the remaining teams know something the eliminated nations learned the hard way. There are no easy matches anymore. No guaranteed victories. One mistake, one counterattack, one penalty, one unbelievable save. That's all it takes to end a dream that took 4 years to build. The players who have already gone home will now become supporters, watching the rest of the tournament just like the rest of us. Some will cheer for friends. Some will study what went wrong. Some will already be thinking about redemption in 2030. Because the World Cup never truly ends. The final whistle simply starts the next journey. Years from now, fans will still remember the stunning saves that kept teams alive. The spectacular goals that lit up packed stadiums. The dramatic last-minute winners. The heartbreaking penalty misses. The emotional embraces between teammates after elimination. The tears in the stands. The standing ovations from supporters who stayed long after the final whistle to thank players who gave everything for their country. Those moments are what make the FIFA World Cup more than just a tournament. They make it one of the greatest sporting events in the world. The road to the trophy continues for the teams still standing. But for every nation already eliminated, another chapter closes. Their dream is over. Their memories are forever. And now, the question belongs to every football fan watching around the world. Which eliminated team impressed you the most despite going home, and which nation do you think will come back stronger at the FIFA World Cup 2030?